pass you the mic. And this is your moment. You like to say something?
1 hour, 1 hour.
1 hour. It's interesting that if you are 60, can you hear me from behind? When you are 60, it is really a milestone. Some 89 years ago, people only live up to 47. That's 89 years ago. Less than 100 years ago, people don't live beyond 47 years old. We are really privileged. For me, it's living up to 60 is like, wow, it's a second life, so to speak, you know. And I want to just say two things about my journey. First 30 years of my life, there's lots of influence, lots of shaping, nurturing in my life. And it comes a lot from my parents, from my upbringing, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. But all the first 30 years, I want to attribute it the fact that my parents, my family, some close relative has been significant influence for me. And the second 30 years for me, I cannot leave that second 30 years. And the second 30 years indeed is the 30 years that I would see myself growing, accumulating, achieving. Like many people, you sort of climb the corporate ladder, you climb the ladder, so to speak. And I couldn't have done it without Eunice. You know, so the second 30 years of my life, she is very, very instrumental for me. But put together all the 60 years, I have one word, and that word is called grace. I learned through the 60 years, if you look at life in a deep, honest sense, in the days when you are on your own, walk along the beach, or nobody is with you, or when you are just sleeping, thinking, looking up the sky, you will surely come to some basic conclusion about life. And for me, great is thy faithfulness. You know, so if I can, I would have loved to share with you moment like this. The first person that I want to have you sort of resonate in my heart with me is that I want to worship God. I want to worship a God who has made 60 years so different from me. And the reason is simple, so fundamental. You will discover after 60 years, one of the most important principles in life is who, where, how, what. All the 5 W and 1 H question in life that I learned from Learning Point. You will sure ask those questions about who and what fundamentally is the source of life. You know, in business, we always say, so where are the resources? In life journey, I found again and again, you will ask the question, so where's the answer? And the answer is, go back to the basic in life. As for me, that 60 years takes me back, what is really and who is really the source of life. So I find that very important. Important because life journey has full of unpredictability. Life journey has full of chaos, so to speak. Life journey is full of unfairness. Actually, you notice the very beautiful video that Philip Greek Group put up. There's this story that tells a little bit about life's journey. And life story, for me, is a life that is full of contradiction. In other words, your life and my life, some point when you're on your own, you search your heart, you'll sure find, like me, life is a contradiction. Somewhere it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense when you discover deep inside your heart, there is this resonate with the source of life. And I find again and again, the basic principle, go back to the source. Go back to what I call the answers in life. So I want to share with you, especially this 60th birthday, somebody asked me just now, so what is one life principle? I say, wow, I have quite a lot, but I will pick a few and I'd love to share with you. one of life's great principles is go back to where's the source. To a businessman, where's our resources? Where's our resources? The source of life. I think one of the greatest challenge for me in life is not those good moments that the beautiful song that Navin, you sang just now. Life has its ups and downs, but you want to treasure moments. Moments when you look back and you say that it's a wow moment. To me, my wow moment is a God's moment. Today, with the family, I look at them and I would say, wow, it's not possible. Life is not possible. Actually, life, to a certain extent, is a miracle. And that possibility for me is a simple word again called grace. Yeah. You know, when you are 60, you also notice that some people are more talented than others. And you also have seen, like for example, someone asked, what did you study? I say engineering. I'm one of those that study quite hard, but not that hard. But I've always seen students study until the eyes drop, right? Still get an F. So you say, oh, but you know, if life is about gifting, it's very unfair. But life is not about gifting. Life is about finding your calling. Finding where is your sweet spot. What makes you tick? Really, your journey in life must be to find your place where you feel rested. Where you find the place where it is. In halftime, if Leonard is around, I'm sure he would love to share this. In halftime, we use this concept. It's about finding clarity about your core, who you are. That part of who you are, you grow to become who you become as you journey through. So for 60 years, from who I am, I discover, but also I become somebody. So it's so important to find who you are. What is your strength, your core? What makes you tick? What makes me tick? And then discover that you need to have capacity. You need to have something to give away from your life. And then finally, of course, learn to give your life away. Because the only thing that you get in life as a gift is life itself. So life is a great gift. It's a gift for me. It's a gift from God. 60 years, as I said. Second half after 47 means you have second chance. Hopefully, Lord willing, I have another third, fourth chance, so to speak, A few more years. But every of those years, you can only do one thing. You can only take what lives that God gave and give it back, So that's the key principle of finding your sweet spot and give it back. Now, some of you hear me say this, and I'm never embarrassed to say this. I say this so many times. The measure of a great life is not how much you accumulate in life. It's not how much you accumulate in life. Why? Because life is not about gifting. If it's about gifting, it's very unfair. It contradicts, etc., etc. But the measure of a great life is how much, whatever little you have, you give it away. Actually, the only thing you can do in life is to give it away. Giving it away means to exchange it for something bigger than yourself. But here lies the irony, and I love this part. You can't give what you do not have. So I find 60 years of my journey, and I'm still learning this. It's interesting, after 60 years, you go back square one, you sometimes go through some ups and downs, some hard knocks, and you come back to this fundamental. How can you give if you don't have? And the only way is to go back to the source of life, and draw the resources. And that comes about for me, moments where I'm quiet, moments I'm close to my close friends, but really to be with people who will inject some energy into your life too. So, like Proverbs says, you are who you mix with too. You are what you think, that's correct, that's when you are individual, but you also become the people around you. So make good choices. I know I can carry on and talk, and you can go on and on, you listen, but I'm also conscious that the night is not so early. Let me close with one small thought that I think is quite significant.